Welcome to the Bank First Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight on Northwest Community College. And you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour. Now, here's your host, Gary Darby.
We do welcome you into the 1st of May and another Thursday, which means the Bank First Ranger Hour. President of the school is next. It's 9:08.
This hour is everything Northwest. Your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College and powered by Bank First. Thanks for joining us on the Bank First Ranger Hour. Join the conversation now by texting 662-426-1093.
But none of the hard questions. I don't know if Dr. Heindl wants those. 9:13. How you doing, sir?
I made it. I made it in. I'm here.
Do we have people that are tuning in to make sure you made it to where you're supposed to be?
I believe they are. Yes, I think they're checking on me for sure.
So how do you keep up with your schedule of where you're supposed to be?
Oh my goodness, I'm looking at it almost on a constant basis. You know, I've got the the calendar in my phone, right?
Sure.
And so I'm checking almost hour by hour some days, to see, okay, where am I going next?
Yeah.
Where do I need to be later today? What do I need to be wearing for that?
Correct.
What needs to be the appropriate attire for that? So anyway, and I was kind of doing that this morning, and Richard, I don't know, if the listeners heard, but Richard and Lance were talking, and they were talking about the food, the fair food.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about the corn dogs and the the biscuits, and they're making me hungry.
I know,
Gary, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go get something to eat after this, man. So
you bring that up. I'm just gonna dig into the food real quick.
Sure.
We had the Double Decker Festival in Oxford over the weekend, and I was just talking to you about having a part of our program there. The music station was there from noon till 3:30. And then we did a little baseball program before Ole Miss got started with the network show, and the food.
Oh man,
my goodness! I mean, it's not just the regular corn dogs anymore, right? It's some of every. Everything. One to the point that after church on Sunday, we went to the restaurant because we couldn't go to the food truck during the event, right?
I'm telling you, man, the food trucks these days are just amazing.
Unbelievable.
They have just some of the best food, and it's gourmet, fast food. It's everything, and it's amazing. We have, as you can imagine, we regularly have food trucks on campus.
At
all of our
Makes
campuses
sense.
for different student events and any type of event. And we actually have some tomorrow for our Employee Appreciation Day. We have a big day where we're celebrating our employees tomorrow at Senatobia, but everybody's going to converge at the Senatobia campus tomorrow morning and go through the first part of the afternoon, and we'll have food trucks there for that. And you're exactly right. It's some of the most amazing food that comes from the food trucks these days, and great again, great food there.
It really is. Look, we appreciate you coming in and coming into the studio and doing this conversation with us and spending the hour that will be today's Bank First Ranger Hour and kind of go over a little bit of what has gone on throughout the semesters and as we put, I guess, another school year kind of in the books. Where do we want to begin? You want to start with enrollment and have those numbers continue to go in a direction you want?
Absolutely will. And first of all, it is a great day to be a Ranger. And so, just going and looking at the end of the semester, this spring semester has been, and, we're right in the middle, or not right in the middle, we're right at the end, as you said, of the semester where we are just students, we're in, they're taking the final exams right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're at that really frenetic, fast-paced part of the semester where students are trying to get finished. Instructors are trying to grade papers and trying to grade exams. And so that's where we're at. We've got graduation next week. Graduation is on Thursday and Friday. We have count them, 4 graduation ceremonies, 1 on Thursday, 3 on Friday of next week. And so, but really going back to the enrollment numbers, Gary, we have, and I know that, maybe you've had folks on to talk about this, but I want to highlight it and say, due to the amazing work of our college faculty, our staff, our administration, our college is experiencing another semester of positive enrollment growth, and we have had 10 semesters of that.
Wow.
So when you compare falls to falls, springs to springs, summers to summers, for the past 10 semesters, we have had positive continuous enrollment growth at Northwest Mississippi Community College. So I'm very proud of being able to do that. And again, one of the reasons why I am so very proud is because of the fact we're able to reach more, as many folks as we possibly can, and have as great of a positive impact as we possibly can. And I'll just share, again, 43% enrollment growth in career technical classes and programs from basically fall of 2019 to today. And that's really important. When we're having conversations across the state, across the region, and across the nation about, the need for skilled, trained workers and workforce training, well, that's what it's about. And so again, that's just an example of career technical growth. And then in the health science side of the college, this is really exciting because we were able to open this spring our first registered nursing program in DeSoto County. And I know that folks have come on and talked about our Ranger Center, but the Ranger Center really is a new facility at the DeSoto campus in South Haven, which is dedicated to health science training and dedicated to workforce career technical training. And so we have our second as I said, RN nursing program in South Haven, and we'll have a record enrollment in RN registered nursing students this fall. We had a lot of students just apply. They're going through our health science leadership and registered nursing leadership are going through those applications right now. So and the numbers are looking very good. And so we will have, and the reason why we want that is because the listeners know that healthcare is so very vital to a community's growth, to a community, for folks moving into a community. You want to be able to get pretty quickly to a clinic, to your doctor, to your hospital, if you need to. And so we have a really large need, a really big need for health science professionals. Registered nurses are part of that, but we have the physical therapy assistant program. We've got a great surgical tech program. We've got a respiratory therapy program, and then I'm going to make some folks mad because I'm missing somebody. But we've got a great funeral services program at the DeSoto campus. And I just want to share with you too. I looked at some renderings just a few days ago, and in Oxford, I'm really pleased to report that we're moving forward with our health science center facility at the Oxford campus. We have a campus right off of Belk Drive in Oxford. Been there for a very long time, but this will be a new facility dedicated specifically for the purpose of health science training. Now, we do have great practical nursing programs all throughout the district. We've got great leadership, great instructors in all of our health science programs, but this is exciting for Oxford in that we'll be able to have that registered nursing program in Oxford soon after the completion of the construction of this new facility. And then we'll be able to move over our surgical tech program that we have at Oxford right now and our practical nursing program and honestly our EMT paramedic program. So those will be all located in one building, which is exciting. And then we'll be able to rededicate some space that they're currently occupying in the current building, but again, a new program will be the registered nursing program in Oxford.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited about that. That will be 3 registered nursing programs, and just again, a huge need. We need to educate just about as many registered nurses as we possibly can, in addition to those career tech students.
While you're here, and I've told these stories before on air while on this program, and and maybe other programs as well, but I wanted to share with you. First of all, into the nursing situation.
Yeah.
About a little over a year ago, I had a health scare with asthma, different things going on. And in that overnight plus stay, several nurses obviously came through. And I guess maybe even to calm myself down throughout what was going on, I asked every one of them if they went through the Northwest program.
Right, yes.
And majority did,
yes,
and had gone through. Or there was one that was kind of shadowing and doing some things and following along, and she was currently, right, in the midst of that. So maybe it calmed me down just a little bit. I don't know, because I know what that program has been over times in my involvement at Northwest, but I found it interesting to kind of bring that conversation with the nurses who were, running those needles in my arm and doing the things that they were doing. And so very excited now to hear of both of those RN programs in DeSoto and soon to be in Oxford. The other is in my baseball coaching time.
Yeah.
Which the littlest says this summer is the last high school coaching I'm going to do, and now it's on to him. I now have two former players. One has already gone through the lineman program and immediately had a job as soon as he got done in Olive Branch, and the other is in the process of finishing that, and soon too will be out and about and making great money in what they do. So there's stories like that all the time. I just wanted to share mine with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm just going to share with you some statistics really quickly. The numbers are 5 and 2. So for every 5 skilled tradesperson leaving the workforce, there are only 2 currently that replace them. And so it's been that way for a number of years now. Again, 5 leave, 2 come in. That's really bad arithmetic. We're fighting a demographic problem with that. But at Northwest, we're really trying to, and honestly, all the community colleges in the state of Mississippi are really trying to fight that demographic issue with skilled tradespersons and being able to meet that need. And as more business, more industry is moving into the state of Mississippi, Governor Reeves just about every single day is making some sort of exciting announcement in our state and honestly in our part of the state. And so we have a really big role to play at Northwest with being able to educate and trying to get students into, trained up so that they can be able to work, whether that's in industrial electronics, whether that's in, automation, whether that's in instrumentation and controls, welding, pipe fitting, HVAC, plumbing, all of those types of skill. Diesel technician program. I think about our great program in Panola County in Batesville, and so again that's vital. And then as the president continues to get more companies to either move back or start up from the very beginning in the United States, that's going to become even more of an imperative for us as we again try to get those folks trained up and skilled and being able to get a great paying career.
I'm glad you brought some of that up because recently on one of the programs, I discussed Amazon expanding more again in Marshall County. Mm-hmm. I know Governor Reeves, you just mentioned, just brought to light a big expansion and some things going on in Grenada County, which is close by. And I know you get students coming from there, and this signal gets into that Grenada area as well. How are you, as an institution, able to hopefully keep up with all of those counties, plus what we're seeing, Oxford and Lafayette County, Panola County? And I know you got a great rapport there with Mr. Azar, who's been on this program before, and the good things going on there, right in your very own backyard there with ABB and Tate County and DeSoto County as it's growing. How are we able to keep up with all of that?
Well, it's like all these plates spinning, and so what we're trying to do is keep the plates spinning, being able to meet the needs of business and industry, to be able to provide for, again, like those skilled students and to get them that credential that they might need. In many cases, it's a 1-year, 2-year degree with us. And so, again, it's health sciences. We have the 2-year degrees. In career technical, we have the 2-year degrees. in academics, we've got and I'm just going to pivot for just a second on the academics, because still at Northwest, majority of our students are the university transfer track degree-seeking students. And that's really important because, again, it's like 60% of our student population are the students that are going to be transferring to Ole Miss, are going to be transferring to Mississippi State. And so Jackson State is another great institution. Delta State is another one. We've got a great relationship with Delta State and Dr. Ennis there. But all that to say is that, we've got majority of our students still going on and getting that 4-year degree, which is, again, very important. But to get students trained to get into the workforce as quickly as possible, we're about that as well. And honestly, the two areas that have seen the most growth at our institution, the most program creation that we've had at Northwest over the last few years has really been in, as I'd mentioned, the career technical programs, the health science programs. And then for the past 2 semesters, I think it's been this spring and fall also, we've had growth for the first time in quite a while in those academic classes. So it means still students are needing the English, they're needing the math, they're needing the science courses, the science labs, and all of that. And honestly, in our career and technical programs and health sciences, they require those Englishes, the maths, because it's become a very technological world, as everyone knows. And you need to be able to read well. You need to be able to have critical thinking skills. You have to be able to work well with others. You have to be able to, again, do computations, quite frankly, in certain careers. So all of that continues to be very important. Those classes continue to be very important, and we're just thrilled to be able to continue to see this type of growth at our institution. Is, again, a very exciting time.
And at an affordable cost.
Oh, absolutely.
And I like the stories when I get students on here that are Phi Theta Kappa who end up telling me they've made money by going to Northwest Community College, right? They've been able to get a degree, and because of what they have done with the GPA, being a part of that organization, and then the scholarship money that they're getting and what they've been able to do has been amazing.
Well, this is the thing I was trying to share with Borky and Heydad about a week or so ago on the Sports Talk show, and I just had just a few seconds to talk about it. But I got just a few more, I hope, today to speak about it, and that is exactly what you mentioned, Gary, which is the affordability of a community college education. To be able to, for a student, to come to a community college, go to a community college in Mississippi at a fraction of the cost, to pay a fraction of the first 2 years of a 4-year degree, and then transfer with a tremendous transfer scholarship like the one with Phi Theta Kappa, as you mentioned. The best way I know how to describe it is just personal experience. My son, Nicholas, he got his associate's degree from Northwest, had a very high GPA, was in Phi Theta Kappa, and then transfers to Ole Miss. We pay very little for him and with his tuition at Ole Miss. He's a junior now at Ole Miss and doing very well there, and didn't miss a beat with any classes. All the classes transferred beautifully over to his degree. Now he's going into mental health, so he knows he's got the master's degree ahead of him. He knows he's probably got that PhD ahead of him, because he really, for you to be a clinical psychologist or an industrial psychologist, you've got to have some credentials there. But all that to say, to be able to come to Northwest first, to be able to be involved in a great organization like Phi Theta Kappa and other honors organizations that we have, and then to get a great transfer scholarship like that, you cannot say enough about how tremendous of an opportunity that is for a student. And so many of that's my personal example, but there are, hundreds and hundreds of students that have transferred. We've got our universities do an amazing job with being able to get students to come after they've transferred from Northwest, to be able to come, and they're luring them with these amazing transfer scholarships. They're doing a great job with it. And again, very low cost when a student transfers, And that's amazing because, we're looking at, in my son's case, he's got the master's ahead of him, probably the PhD ahead of him. He's going to have some more school and cost. And to be able to have little to no cost in the associate's degree, because his dad, he basically lived on campus, but to be able to have minimal cost with a bachelor's degree is huge.
Yeah.
And so anyway, again, that gives me a little bit more of an opportunity. Again, a student paying a fraction of a cost. We have great scholarships at Northwest anyway. If a student has a relatively reasonable ACT score, they're getting an amazing scholarship at Northwest. Also, our foundation is great. Provides great foundation scholarships to students. Students can get involved. If you're a manager in the band, or if you're a manager on one of our our 14 sports teams, if you're a student worker, you can get great financial aid to be able to come to Northwest. Come to Northwest. The student gets that great transfer scholarship to be able to transfer to where they're going to next.
Before I hit the break, and then we'll come back and we'll put
Sure.
kind of a finish on the second half of the show. I've mentioned this too. My young ones don't know this yet, but being involved in the Oxford City School District, they will have an associate's degree when they graduate from Oxford High.
Yes,
that's going to be
huge.
That combination will happen. Luckily, they have mom's intellect. They'll be able to handle all that. Now, we may have to get the youngest, who has probably, and look, he's just getting started.
Right.
But I can see he has my study skills, and you got to press a button to make him do what he has to do. The oldest is a different world, and we'll get things done. But I'm excited about knowing that program is available at the school system that they go to, that they'll be able to take classes, have 2 years worth of college in their hip pocket before they ever get out of high school.
I know, and that is so huge. We just celebrated our latest Scholastic Institute group of students at Oxford High School. And again, what this is students are taking so many dual enrollment classes. They're able to co-enroll with the college to be able to get that dual enrollment and dual credit. So much so they're able to get that associate's degree and their high school diploma at the same time.
Yeah.
They don't just have to, so we do have the specific program at Oxford, the Oxford School District, and great partners. But, in the case of my son, Nicholas, students can do that without the specific cohort of students at a school district. So like Nick, as I mentioned, he was able to get his associate's degree and high school diploma. Really, quite frankly, he got his associate's degree, I think it was a week before he got his high school diploma. The ceremonies just lined up that way. But we're going to be able to, and I think that's what's going to happen with these Oxford School District students, where we're able to celebrate them at graduation next week at the college, and then they'll probably graduate with their diploma, high school diploma, a week or two after. So, but no, it's not. So that is an amazing opportunity for students, and that's becoming more and more of a thing. Not just in Oxford, but in other schools as well, in other school districts, of course, in our 11 counties, and excited about that for them as well.
Absolutely. Going to take a break. We'll sip on some coffee, and then the two of us will come back. Dr. Michael Heindl's in studio with me. It's 9:35.
Thanks for listening to the Bank First Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on SuperTalk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour.
Please do, and we will continue the discussion with the president of Northwest Community College, Dr. Michael Heindl. Before I move you from academics, anything else we need to do in that regard before we move on?
No, I think we're good. We're good, yeah.
NorthwestMS.edu, friends. If you're looking for any of the programs, whatever they might be that we have discussed, please go check all of that out. With that, how are we keeping up building-wise? And not just for academics. I know there have been other things, recently, obviously adding Chick-fil-A not long ago, but different buildings and different things athletically too. So it's been a lot of construction projects in your all your locations.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just on the academic side, we're in the instructional side, we've been so pleased with, we've got a big library renovation. We had a library that was built in the 50s at the college at the Senatobia campus. And so it is receiving a major transformation. It's going to be like the best looking, most hospitable, Barnes and Noble type,
nice.
facility you've ever been in, and it's got great study spaces for students. Individually, student groups, can go and have the study group sessions there. A maker space for students to get their involved and hands-on opportunities to create things. And all of the great learning resource programming. So that's a great project. Our theater arts program, our great theater program is receiving a major renovation where we'll have a black box theater now. First time ever that we've had something of that magnitude at our institution, another performance space for our theater program and the theater classes and just general classroom space renovation at the Senatobia campus. Now, as I mentioned, DeSoto campus, we just opened this spring the Ranger Center. That's a beautiful facility. This summer we'll have a ribbon cutting for it. And then Oxford, we have the renovation. The rendering just come out. The construction documents. It's in design development right now, but probably will begin its construction this fall. And so, but that in addition to our baseball facility. The Castle Baseball Complex.
Mm-hmm.
We're really excited about it, and it's going to get its ribbon cutting here pretty soon. It's being finished right now, and we're constructing what's called an athletic performance facility for all of the 14 sports at the college. Primarily the outdoor sports could use it, but it's basically a football field undercover, protected from the elements. And our national championship cheer team, our national championship dance team will also have a space to practice in that facility as well. And our female sports will have their own sports medicine athletic training space for them. So we're really excited about that. And again, that basically just kind of started its construction at the Senatobia campus. Will be finished probably late this year, November, December. So again, exciting projects at the college to really build upon and pour into those instructional programs, our athletic programs, and again, it's just an exciting time to be a Ranger.
No doubt. Heindl Center's been busy again, and a lot of things going on. We just heard a night with Priscilla Presley, the ad that we just played there moments ago, so that is coming up in another great season. And I keep trying to get Bostic to tell me.
I know.
I
know. And I do know some acts and performers that are coming, but I have been sworn to secrecy. He will be very upset with me and our CFO. And he's about to do an announcement, though. I think that it's could be as early as tomorrow and or next Friday. I'm not sure of the Fridays, but that's coming up for the fall semester, the fall season of the Center for the Performing Arts, and it's going to be a very exciting season.
I like the way he does it too. A little social media tease. We'll look at this, we'll see that, and eventually it pops up, and you get to see what comes up there. But just a great facility, and I was talking with Tim Garrett on the program, I guess last week, about the difference of when I was in the marching band at that point in time, and now what is there, and all that is there, and you have to be proud of that part of the campus as well, and what's going on.
Yeah, the wonderful thing about the Center for the Performing Arts is basically it's two major facilities in one, where you have a community-facing opportunity space for our students to perform. I was at just the other night at the jazz ensemble concert.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, our choirs concert had their concert in the theater space, but on the back side of that facility are all of the band halls, all of the choir rehearsal spaces, our entertainment industry studies program, where we're teaching students how to record and produce music. You've got the student practice rooms, the instructor offices, all of this amazing instructional space for students. And that's right there as you come right onto campus. I mean, you can't miss it, right? It's just, it just hits you. You're coming off the highway onto campus, onto Alumni Drive in Senatobia, and it's there, right there, and you can't miss it. And we're so proud to have that caliber of a facility at our college, and it's an we are now an all Steinway institution, which basically means all of our pianos are Steinway brand instruments, and it really is some of the finest instruments in the world that students have, and we're one of 3 now institutions that have this designation. So it's Mississippi State, William Carey University, and us.
Wow.
And so we're proud of that fact. We have access to Steinway artists. We have access to the entire Steinway catalog of music, and we have some of the best technology when it comes to our instruments as well. We have two of our instruments that are the grand pianos. The major grand piano in the theater is a Aspirio technology instrument, and the other one that's in our piano instructor's studio is Aspirio. And what this basically is it has access to all of the Steinway catalog. It has recording capability for instructional purposes. And then also the instrument can connect all throughout the world. If a Steinway artist is performing in New York City and we live stream the video of that artist performing in New York City, well, through the wonders of technology, that instrument will be playing in real time what that artist is playing in New York City in Senatobia, Mississippi.
Wow.
And so that is and that the instrument on stage is what you would hear if you were in New York at that time. And so that's the power of the technology now with instrumentation like Steinway has. And again, we're just so very pleased to be a Steinway institution. It's a big deal, and that's just one of the many things that the facility has been allowed us to be able to do and to have.
I'm going to read some sports blurbs. I know we don't have time maybe for you to go through all in what is left. But Ranger softball finished 40-8 in the regular season, 21-7 in the MACCC. The 5 seed in the upcoming Region 23 tournament. Weather kind of pushed that back a little bit.
Yeah.
They'll play Northeast on Sunday at 4. Rangers and Tigers split a doubleheader in Senatobia. Baseball is in the Region 23 as well after going 31-18, 14-14 in the Mississippi Conference, and they finished in a 4-way tie for 7th, puts them in 8th. They'll play Meridian in the play-in game on Monday, must-win situation to get into the double elimination tournament. And then for the first time in program history, both men and women's tennis teams are in the NJCAA national tournaments. Lady Rangers will be in the Division I Women's Tennis Championships that start on the 3rd, go through the 7th in Tyler, Texas, and the men making their second national tournament in the last 3 seasons, the first under Coach Andy Wolf. They'll be in Florence, South Carolina, May 12 through 16.
Yeah, and I just can't say enough about our spring sports and the student athletes, our great coaches. Of course, men's and women's tennis is kind of like a highlight. That's really they're doing phenomenally well. So proud of them, and really just doing great. Baseball, softball. You look at again, we had the celebration of champions last week where we were able to celebrate the women's soccer national champions. Our all-girl cheer, our co-ed cheer, both national champions, dance national champions, football, being able to play once again deep into the postseason where we were able to try to, get that national championship, and we were just a couple of games shy of that, but, 4th in the nation, not bad.
Yeah.
And we went farther than any program in our conference and actually won the conference championship this past season. So very, very proud of them. Also won the regional NJCAA regional in football. Rodeo. We just wrapped up the Ranger Rodeo where we had 4 students qualify for the College National Finals Rodeo. 2 of our students won in their respective categories. It was let me see if I can pull them up really quickly. It was Christian Cagle won the region in steer wrestling. Will Collier won second in steer wrestling. Dakota Smith won bull riding. Luke Stanley won third. And so those 4 have the opportunity to move forward. Luke, because of his he had an injury earlier in the season, won't be able to compete. But 3 will and be able to move forward and then to be able to compete at the national level in Casper, Wyoming this summer. So very, very proud of them. Proud of Coach Loomis. What Coach Will Loomis is doing with our rodeo team is really, really great. The second year in a row where a number of our students have gone on to the national finals. And
he's a guy winning things as a professional.
Oh, my goodness. Absolutely. Just won the American Rodeo, y'all. And, it's just so exciting. And he's doing very well in his professional rodeo career in addition to his professional coaching at Northwest career. And so he's doing very, very well. And, again, just an exciting time to be a Ranger. You know, we talk a lot about we have a tradition of excellence in instruction. We talked a little bit about that. We have a tradition of excellence in the arts, and we talked a little bit about that with our Center for the Performing Arts and our students. Then we've got this amazing tradition of excellence in athletics. And so this summer we'll be able to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the NJCAA is recognizing Coach Bobby Franklin.
Oh,
so as a legacy coach for the entire sport, and so he's going to be highlighted this summer. We'll receive an award, and so proud that we're being recognized. You know, not just in our conference, not just regionally, but nationally as well, with just the tradition of excellence that we've had in athletics at our college. And again, so proud to be able to attend that dinner. It's actually a lunch that day where he will be recognized and as a legacy coach award recipient. And so again, just a tradition of excellence at Northwest. We're celebrating our 98th year next year, 99, and then on to the centennial.
Nice.
So exciting.
You bring his name up, and I often tell people, do you know how much fun it was in my first couple of years of being in radio broadcasting? They got to deal with that guy. They got to deal with Bobby Ray. And
a character.
Oh,
an icon, really.
None like him. None like him. The best.
Yes.
We're up against it, sir. We've got to get ready and turn things over to Gerard from 10 to 1. Final, in the minute or two that we have left, final thought from you.
Sure. Well, I think the last thing I might say is that, hey, those of you who are listening, we're registering for summer classes. We're registering for fall classes. Students are, filling out their applications to be able to live on campus. We're filling up in the residence halls. So many students have applied and are coming to Northwest. It's a really great time of momentum at our institution. So I'll just encourage anyone to attend, to come to Northwest, be a Ranger. The best way to do that is through our website, northwestms.edu. And again, it is a great day to be a Ranger. Really appreciate the opportunity to share just some of the things that have been going on at the college this past year, this past semester, and whatever path a student may want to be on, they can start at Northwest and be able to do it that way, and to get a great education at an affordable cost. Great transfer opportunity, great scholarship opportunities at the college, and then beyond. And again, great day to be a Ranger, and go Rangers.
Thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
We'll go back to a program again tomorrow. That's Dr. Michael Heindl, Northwest Community College. We also thank Bank First that makes this hour go around. Talk to you tomorrow.